Forgot to add myself here, guys. Welcome back to elenasbarre, low impact full body workouts. I'm by myself right now, but I hope that Eamma will join me a bit later today. How are you doing? Let me know in the comments. I see Sheep here. Good to see you, Sheep. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you for your patience. Yes. Cool. Let me turn the light down. I look like I don't like how it looks. Okay, hold on a second. Cool. Yeah, welcome back, guys. Today we have an interesting topic, and I actually hope that some people would join us later towards the live stream, and maybe Eamma will show up. She told me that she had to take her dog for a walk because it started to rain, and yeah, apparently she hasn't come back yet. Anyway, we are going to start. We are going to talk about masculine and feminine behavior in women and in men. It's a very complicated topic. I've received some feedback from women actually on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, guys, please follow. I share and debunk a lot of reels and a lot of stories there. And I recently found one lady. She is full of tips for feminists. Okay, and we are going to listen to her. And I want you to pay attention to what she says. I'm not going to show her to you, but we will see what she says to women. Okay, so hold on, let me find her.
No, you're not giving money back. Landlord raised the price. Bravo.
So what she says here, that husband gives money for rent, but we got a month free, and then she has the money, right? But she doesn't want to give it back to her husband. And this kind of relationship is just, oh gosh, it's so awkward. She's a total feminist. And if you're interested, guys, she's also from Russia. So this implies, I mean, she has a very strong Russian accent, so I could kind of guess. And her name is, she has a Russian name. I could tell you one thing. If you're thinking of importing a woman from abroad, and you want to be either a passport bro, but usually passport bros, they move to that country to live there. The culture can be as broken as as the woman itself, you know. So be careful, because you can't just rely on the trends. If other men do it and you think that you can do it too, you still need to apply rational criteria. You can't just go and take a girl and think that she will be not a feminist. In fact, chances are she will most likely be a feminist. It's a safe assumption. You have to vet her. You have to apply other criteria to challenge her and to shit test her, because oh my gosh, this girl, I'm telling you, she gives, she's such a feminist. And she gives a lot of recommendations. I actually shared some of the most interesting ones. I usually scroll through people's profiles. This is how I kind of detect whether it's an interesting case or not, to dive in deeper and to bring it to your attention. And if you follow my Instagram, you can check here. Will this be the blue-haired or purple-haired variant? No, she actually has dark hair. Well, you see, yes, if a girl has colored hair, that's also a safe sign of a feminist. But it's not just her hair, okay? It's your mindset, and this is what you should be paying attention to, guys. Of course, I recommend you to follow Red Pill, guys. There was another comment I received. Oh my gosh, we are going to do this. I'm going to jump back and forth a little bit here, okay? Just based on the relevance. A lot of women think that Red Pill is ideology, because it allows them to be the victim. It gives them that power that they can shift away from the truth, from the facts. ladies, to your attention, red pill is not ideology. A lot of men struggle with this concept. It's a praxeology, okay? It's a science of human action. Let's look at this. The praxeology term is based on Alfred Victor Espina's theory, a French philosopher, of human action and techniques used by humans in their purposeful behavior. It's a study of human act and conduct, purposeful and conscious act. According to Ludwig von Mises, who was an Austrian American economist and historian in 1881 through 1973, praxeology is the science of human action. Okay, and it has to be based on observations, it has to be based on true objective facts, and women really struggle with this. They can't take accountability for their own actions, and a lot of men even struggle with this concept. It's just, if you want to talk about red pill and then they say, oh, like, but the manosphere, they always blame women and blah blah blah. Red pill is different. Okay, if you haven't read the books by Rollo Tomasi, before you start talking about what red pill actually is and try to mix it with everything else out there, what happens in the manosphere, yes, I agree, there is a lot of crazy happens in the manosphere right now. But if you actually pay attention and read the books by Api So, by Rollo Tomasi, by Ryan Stone actually has a book about praxeology. Go read it so that you get some idea before you start talking about it. Okay, hold on a second here. I only have ship today. We are back into the economics lectures again. Quantum physics can't be far behind. Ship. Well, actually, speaking of economy, there is praxeological economics. It's the structure of logical implications of, what did I write here? Fact that individuals act. This structure is built on fundamental axiom of action and has a few subsidiary axioms, such as individuals vary and that human beings regard leisure as valuable good. Yes, economy is one of the principles of praxeology. This is why we see that humans' actions, they deviate based on what economics is doing. And yeah, it's I get it. It's very hard to wrap your minds around this concept, but it's not ideology. Okay, it's the observation of human behavior, and you either accept the facts around you or you don't. But then, what ideology is, it just allows you to be a victim, basically, and take no accountability for your own actions. Yeah. So let's go back to this girl. She has more, and I wanted to debunk, but I don't have the PowerPoint on this computer. I wanted to do a presentation. I know this format kind of sucks, but I wanted to give you more examples with her. So here we are going to watch this one.
Michael, I'm sick. I got a prescription from doctor. Can you go and get it for me?
Yeah. What is it? Tea? Aspirin?
No, it's new virus. T1 help. So doctor's prescription is for headache, Louis Vuitton purse, for sore throat, Cartier bracelet, for fever, Jimmy Choo heels, and for post symptoms, 3 tickets to Miami in 3 weeks. Michael, I'm sick. Michael, I'm sick.
What do you think, Ship? Did you hear it? I'm basically bringing you up the examples that I found yesterday on Instagram. And she has a lot of reels. And oh my gosh, she has over 200,000 women mostly following her. And when you say that, like, let's import the good women here into the West, good luck finding them. Yeah, look, there are a lot of women who come from abroad, but most of them are going to be feminists. And we've talked about why women behave in a feminist way. It has a lot to do with the propaganda, with the brainwashing that they have been exposed to, and I covered that before. But it also has to do with the simping behavior in men. Look, we can't just blame it all on women, and the purple pill guys, the blue pill guys, they are not really helping anything, because okay, I realize blue pill guys, they are just absorbed by the feminist propaganda. They can't let go of it. They are doing everything they can so that they can get the pussy, the woman, happy wife, happy life. Okay, here you are fighting, like really you are fighting ideology. Okay, and it's really hard. Good luck doing that, because it's their belief system. Unless something external changes in our society, they are not going to change their mind. But a lot of them get kicked into their teeth, and if they are lucky, they will wake up. And if if they are not, they will remarry. They will do the same, the series of bad choices, making the same mistakes if they don't learn any lessons. And women are not particularly trying to hide what they are. You see that the problem is that, like, guys, if you don't pay attention, and you can find a lot of information, you can based on this girl profile, like, would you want to consider her for marriage, for serious relationships? And then, oh gosh, this one, it's going to make you laugh. Hold on a second, hold on here, let me.
I do not understand all this concept about friends with benefits. What benefits do I get, Michael? Medical insurance? Dental insurance? Paid vacations? No! I am getting 3 years of therapy, anxiety, and trust issues. No, thank you. Keep your benefits, Michael.
Yeah, what the hell was that? What she thinks about friends and benefits ship. That's what it was. Hold on. I know you don't want to show us, but does the way she looks even remotely make up for the way she sounds? She's not bad looking. And you see, the problem is that a lot of women think that just because they are somewhat pretty, it gives them this privilege of behaving this way. You know, it's frustrating. It's okay. Here, I don't know if you can see her. I mean, she's not bad looking. You saw her, right? I'm not going to tell her name here because, yeah. And look, the more prettier they think they are, the more they think they can get away with it, and the less accountability you are going to find. So the safe assumption is, of course, it's in general, you have to do the waiting, you have to see how she behaves, you have to test her, right? And I'm sorry that I'm bringing it up to you. I would much rather, honestly, guys, I would much rather refer you to R.P. Thor, to Rollo Tomasi, and I recommend you to read their books so that you can understand why human nature is the way it is and what you can do. R.P. Thor really outlines the stepping stones, how you can become more masculine and how you can kind of do do women, okay? So I highly recommend you to, in addition to this, go watch other content creators in the red pill. But watching the red pill, okay? Don't watch anybody else. And the guys in the red pill are Rollo Tomasi, Api So, um, Glenn Lawrence. Who else? Coco Lawrence. We are running a wives club with her on Wednesdays. And who else? Paul from Common Man podcast. Nuclear Caudillo, he's relatively new in the red pill, but he's given some actionable advice based on the story that men write to him. Who else? There are not that many guys that are authentic and that are actually uh, talking about facts. Okay, the rest of them is just it's really, yeah, it's just hard to find good information, and you can watch other guys too, just know the facts. Okay, because when you know the facts, it's harder to mislead you. Okay, Sheep thinks, you think she's average? Maybe, yeah. I mean, she's not a model. She's better looking than obese woman, the average woman out there, I would say. But yeah. Is she trying to be ironic? Is it bad comedy? From what I understood, she probably really believes that stuff. And you have to kind of scroll down through her other content to see it. Let me tell you what she tells in the description of her. Okay, hold on here.
Michael, I'm sick.
Okay, this is a big. Okay, femininity expert level up. She's in one of those. But it's a host for a lot of content creators. So they have 36,600 people following them. So it's community for women who want to level up and enchant. Notice the language here. Daily posts about femininity. Oh my gosh, this is toxic femininity, by the way. Okay, you don't like toxic masculinity, guys? Here, I just brought you the examples of toxic femininity. What do you think about that? And then they do daily posts about femininity, dating, and lifestyle. Expert, right, Sheep? Thank you. So she is an expert. Okay, we get it. We get it. And then, okay, let's check
Michael, I'm
the other ones here on
Hello,
her.
Michael.
She's on a lot of different platforms, the big accounts where you can share your message.
About friends.
Hold on, I'm trying to find her. Okay, her personal. She is for personal video creator. She's making viral videos. She's a video creator for personal and business brands. And she has a lot of these kinds of messages. Just like the way she looks, her makeup, like everything. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, well, if you want me to send your profile, DM me on Instagram, okay? I'll share it with you. Or follow my Instagram for stories, because every time I put a story up there and I debunk it, you can go watch it and find out where it's coming from. Okay. So yeah, she's she's unemployed. She's not in the STEM specialties, that's for sure. Yeah. So yeah. And there was another guy. When I say that purple pill are such dangerous space for men, I'm not kidding you guys, because they are aware of facts. They are aware of anatomy, of biology, of physiology, psychology, right? But they still choose to mislead men. they still choose not to share the truth with men. They're misleading men. They tell them, oh, pedestalize a woman, for sacrifice your masculinity, do as she tells you to do. So these are very dangerous men for our society, for women too, because they not only brainwash men, they also brainwash women. Okay, let's see. Elena, I already get so many suggested reels on Instagram because of all these wackos you follow. I don't follow them, guys. I don't follow them. They just pop up on my feed sometimes, and I just debunk them. I don't follow them. There are a lot of content creators. I have a special folder on my Instagram that's called bullshit, and that's where all of this content is sitting. I'm just collecting the proof, so that you can see real examples. Okay, because when I'm telling you that women's behavior is not good, and yeah, we are whining, we are complaining, she expects men, going back to that friends with benefits message that she was saying, I don't want friends with benefits. She doesn't want to commit to one man either. What does she want? She wants multiple men who can give her what she wants, the tangible things. And then if you tell me that women don't love opportunistically, I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. Okay, if I see a woman like really committing, but even then, I know that women are who they are. They want the things done for them. It's either fix things. If you're a husband, right, you have to be a handyman, or you have to provide, you have to take care, you have to buy things for a woman. Yeah. And so she's not the girl who would want a stable relationship. She's not. And then she's whining, she's saying like, what do I get, what do I get, what do you offer, what do you offer? This amount of delusion, it just it irritates me. Okay, so why commit to men, why to commit to one man when you can suck money out of thousands at once? Yeah, exactly. You see, and because the thousands of men allow it, the thousands of men are simping for her, and they are contributing to this. I'm not saying that the fault is not on men either. Women will do what works. Women are not stupid, and if they can get money in an easy way, and if you guys are willing to pay them, you would be dumb to assume that a woman is not going to take it. She's going to take it. If you allow her, she will take you to the cleaners. Look at Will Smith. Yeah. But yeah, okay. The amount of expectation that she places there on a man, like what does she want? What does she want from that man? Like, I don't want Michael friends with benefits. What do I get? Well, yeah, the therapy, the anxiety that you have, you choose to spend your money on. Or a lot of times, women just throw these names. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will go and spend this money, but it's just for drama, to make it sound so bad and how evil you are to do these things to them. Where is Eamma? Yeah. And here is another guy who is kind of in the purple pill because he is aware, okay, to some extent. Let's listen to him.
Some women do expect. That's what trips me out. It's like we say women got the unrealistic expectations, and some of them do, but ain't nobody got more unicorn, fairy tale, Dora the Explorer expectations of the opposite sex than us men. Again, some women do expect a man to be 6 feet tall and make six figures and have a six-pack abs, and that's unrealistic for most men. But I know like 10 dudes already that fit into that category. All you got to do is have a good job and some good genetics, and you're straight. But look at us. Like, what do we expect of a woman? She got to be a virgin, but she got to be a freak. She got to pay half the bills, but she got to do 100% of the cleaning, the cooking, the child raising. She got to be exhausted from all of that, all the cooking and washing and cleaning and all that good stuff, and still be horny enough to meet our sexual needs and get a good night's rest, but also wake up in the middle of the night in case we want some head and a turkey sandwich. That ain't it. She also got to give birth to all our babies because, we got to have that legacy. But then she can't have no stretch marks, and she got to lose that baby weight in 30 days or less. And then she got to do it while fighting postpartum depression by herself, because we're going to tell her she having an attitude or something like that, because all we thinking about is we ain't got no vagina in the last 6 weeks that she got to take the heel. That ain't it. Then she can get older, but she can't look older. Otherwise, we're going to say that she's falling off. Like, the list goes on, but just tell me something. How many women do you know that fit into that category? None. So who really got the unrealistic expectations? That's what trips me out. It's like,
What do you think, guys? Mm. Good rant, sir. Yeah. See, the problem is that, yes, men have their issues. Okay, they need to be more masculine, and women are openly saying that. If you want me to find the proof for you, I have it somewhere. I just need to dig it. Guys, just like it would be easier, just follow me on Instagram and check the stories. Okay, there are women who say that we want masculine men, and then what he says that it's okay for women to have expectations. It's normal. We expect that women have expectations and demands for men, but it's not okay for men to expect anything from a woman. And throwing kids in there like he did. Okay, we want that legacy. If men didn't want legacy, what would be the fucking purpose of women? No, seriously. Biologically, what would be the purpose of women? To put a ton of makeup, like this girl is saying, I'm preparing if I don't get what I want. All of that effort, and then she comes, she sits in the restaurant in a crop top. She comes on a date with one guy. Guys, start paying attention to the content that is around you. It's just insane. And she expects a guy to throw all of his resources and everything just because she invested like $200. Bullshit. She invested $200 in just putting her makeup on. And like dressing up in the mini shorts and a crop top. Based on those videos where she lied to you, saying that, oh, how much is this service? She also went to the doctor's appointment, or maybe like the surgery, or the facial, and the girl at the counter told her $500, and then she calls Michael and she says, oh, 5,000 and something. You see, like making money on ear, and then she tells you, oh, I'm putting all of this makeup on and blah blah blah, and it costs me $200. Decoration. Yeah. Do you buy into this bullshit? Like, seriously, do you believe women? This is the reason why men check out. One of the reasons they don't want to deal with women, because of women like her. Ladies, those of you who are traditional women who preserve your virginity, here is a good example why men are suspicious. And look, if I were a man, I would be too. I wouldn't want like $5,000, $2,000 for what? So that you can do a facial procedure? For what? So that you can advertise yourself to other men out there on social media? and come semi-naked on our first date, advertising to other men around you that you are a good woman? Come on. Turn your brain on, guys. Turn your brain on. Women are not that innocent as you think they are. They really are not. Do you want more proof? I have more proof. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm not chasing clout here. I'm just doing it for the educational purposes. And most of the time, I don't even make a lot of reels out there. They are either fitness related or music or something that I do for this YouTube channel. Go follow the stories to see the examples. Okay. I'm waiting for the robot girlfriends and cloning my own children. Yeah. Like, do you want to procreate with this kind of woman? I don't know. But then they make such a big deal, such a big stink out of this dating. Like, they don't want kids because it made it so easy for them to extract the resources to get what they want from you, man. It just amazes me how many of you don't get it. You're doomed. I know the kids will be mine because they'll be me. Right. Yeah. I wouldn't want to procreate with that kind of woman. But then your behavior, and then there was another comment which I can't disregard because it was partly true. The only problem was that the woman there was saying that red pill was the ideology that I disagree with. And okay, where was that that I made? I have to go to my Instagram. I can't do it on my computer so that you would see it, guys, because then the sound would disappear. I don't know why. So hold on. That men are always inclined to promiscuous women. Here. The world is thin and made up on one thing, supply and demand. You can shame all you want. They are supplying the demand. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. When there is demand, there will be supply. They are supplying the demand. The males will have to be taught morals and values instead of self-gratification or name your poison before that market of exchange shifts. Sin is sexy and sex sells. I 100% agree. Cash talks, everything else works. So either the females who are the gatekeepers to all things family starts the shift, or the males have to. But don't forget that males always gravitate to what satisfies them rather than discipline. The boys have a lot of work to do. Girls, they subconsciously don't even realize they are caught in a dual reality. Women have dual mating strategy. They want the alpha seed and the beta need. So when they can still fuck around, they will do that. But when they realize that the SMVD case and they don't have that much time left to lock down a guy, they will commit to a beta even, okay, or to a man who is not like in their mind the best out there, but he's the safe guy, the guy who can provide security. The problem with this is that it doesn't solve it really doesn't solve the problem that women have, and it doesn't help men in any way. Yeah. Because of the hormonal birth control, see, we have access to free sex now. There are no consequences. Before, women were more careful of whom they were sleeping with because they could get pregnant, right? And they didn't want the pregnancy, so they had to wait until the marriage, until they really were sure that that guy was the right guy to settle with. They didn't have the luxury that, oh, let me play around here. I'll see how, sleep with a couple of guys before I choose to marry and choose to commit to. This freedom, we can't go back. I mean, we can't undo the hormonal birth control. We can't undo the government benefits. I mean, we could try to reduce the government benefits, but imagine how much disapproval it would cause from the feminists out there who are used to getting the government help. So, yeah, it's government's fault. You used to have to care if your offspring survived to adulthood. So you cared about who you mated with. Now the government takes care of that. Yeah. Well, and even when you take your kids to school, to a public school, I wanted to actually talk about it with Eamma, see what she thinks. Uh, Schools today have become the daycare for children so that mommies can go and have some fun. They can either work or be in the office, in the public eye, or they can expose themselves on social media, sell their bodies out there. See the idea of traditional women, what's traditional, like true traditional women. I'm not talking about the tretcons who are effectively feminists who want everything for themselves still. Are they slightly better than the feminists out there? Yeah, sure. But yeah, it's still they are operating under the female primary agenda, right? So what was I saying? I'm kind of all over the board today. The what was I saying? I lost my point. So this, okay, I got it. These traditional women, they don't get promoted. They don't get shown on the popular shows because these shows only bring traffic, only bring the viewers when they show these promiscuous women who are not wearing a lot of clothes. And because a lot of guys are simping there, most guys are trying to, I don't know, honestly, like they think that by watching these women exposing themselves, these guys will get some kind of revenge, maybe, or how does it help them to be better with women? It doesn't. How does it help them to be more masculine? It doesn't. Because these women, in the end, who are being shown on these shows, they get what they came from. They get what they came for. They get the clout, they get the likes, they get the uh, men who are inviting them on these shows. They get their attention. The good women that are traditional, they're kind of quiet and they are married. They are not talking. They're just out there quietly married, but they are the minority because this behavior of traditional women is not normalized. It's not supported by our society. So when we see younger women growing up, they have no incentive to behave in any better way because women see women do, right? What are they exposed to? They are exposed to these sloths. for the most part. And yeah, they are like, why should I behave any better when I can do what these girls are doing? Women are very nearsighted. They are very nearsighted. They can't think about like, oh, what will happen to me in 10 years, in 15 years after my sexual market decays? What will I do then? No, they can't think that far away. Some women do, and they usually tend to do better for themselves. They usually settle. They don't wait until they're like 40 or 30 years old, have the career and everything. They just choose to consolidate on their beauty and settle down with a decent man out there. But for the most part, uh, especially pretty women, it doesn't occur to them until it's too late. So it's a blessing and it's a curse to be a pretty woman, because, you know, they run it till they can't, and then they run out of options. And then they blame all men for not being there for them. Yeah. And coming back to the government and schools, if you want to raise, hold on, let me read this one. So breed with whoever you can, and heavier. Yeah, yeah. And this is why men need to choose carefully, especially if they want to have children. Oh my goodness, guys, you have to think multiple times and to vet a woman, because she will be the mother of your children. And your life, your kids' life, depends on your choice. Where do you choose to put your dick in? It matters. If you are dating a feminist or a former porn star, just know that her chances of cheating on you increase. If she has a high body count, it's a red flag. We've talked about it. She's more likely to cheat on you. Does it guarantee that she will cheat on you? No, but the probability is much higher there. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So when we are talking about behavior, women are complaining about how emasculated men are today. They behave like women. I agree. Most men do. Most men behave like women. But you can't just blame men for behaving that way, ladies. You have to take the fault too. Because feminism was initially pushed by whom? Oh, let me guess, by women. You are suffering the consequences of our ancestors' choices. Your great grandmothers, your grandmothers, your parents, they chose this. And you chose it too. There is an alternative. You can still behave better, but would you choose to actually apply this information in practice? I don't see a lot of women joining us. Maybe eventually at some point, one day. We can't just blame men for what happens in our society. Women are at fault here too, and a lot of it is women. You want more proof of bad female behavior, the toxic femininity? I have a lot of proof for you on my Instagram. It's hard to bring all of the cases here. I do bring some of them. Usually when I see something interesting, I share it with you guys. And so that also women can see it. Because women are the ones, oh, but men are cheaters, but men are this, men are that. No. Do you know that most divorces, is it 70%, are initiated by women? Most divorces are initiated by women. This should tell you something. Oh, there she is. Eamma, thank you so much. I'm here.
How are you?
Good. I've been ranting. I don't know if you saw some of it. I brought up
No.
examples of feminist toxic female behavior, and
Okay.
yeah, I also brought up one guy who is in the purple pill. Purple pill is so dangerous for men and for women both because they know the truth, they know better, but they purposefully choose to mislead people.
Hi, Sheep.
Hi,
Sorry.
hi, Charlie.
I'm listening to you.
Good to see you.
So I'm just reading the
Yeah.
comments. Is it
Yeah.
just us today?
Yeah, it's just us. Melody is up to something. She said that she had to finish some work before the season ends, and she's in the construction. And yeah, something urgent has come up. So she. Oh no, meetings next week, guys. Or maybe I'll try. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to see if we can fit it in. But I don't know. I can't promise. I'll let you know closer towards next week. So I'll have to cancel Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
No worries.
Good. Okay. Anyway, what was I talking about? I'm kind of all over the place. I got a bunch of comments, and this is just like a summary of what I have been reading. And yeah, we talked about red pill. We talked about praxeology. Don't confuse red pill with everything else you see there. Okay, there is a lot of misleading content out there. Red pill is not that. Okay. In fact, I highly recommend you, ladies, before you start assigning red pill with the rest of the manosphere and yeah, misleading content out there. Educate yourself. Go read the books. Okay, go read. Even read what praxeology is on Google. It's a study of human actions. It's based on facts. You can't ignore certain facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you ignore them, you can make series of bad choices, and this is what women are struggling with. They say, "Oh, but I don't want to. I don't want to be accountable for this choice." Well, she doesn't say it directly. She just behaves that way, that she doesn't want to take accountability for her own stupid decisions. And this is where they are struggling. A lot of men don't want it either. And guess what men are these? These are the men that you ladies don't actually want. These are the men that are simps, that are a blue pill mindset, that believe in equal partnerships. Yeah, and as for partnership, it can contain more than 100 people if you are looking at it from the business perspective. Like, so do you want to share your man? Do you want to share your husband?
No, I wouldn't. Not
No,
that I've got one, but no.
I wouldn't either. But this is what partnership implies. And then when you hear this partner, he's a good partner, it already implies a separation between the accounts. And then don't expect in Europe, actually, they have separate accounts when they marry. They are considered to be partners because everything is separate. They pay the bills separately. They look, a husband pays for the dwelling, for the house, for example, but the wife pays for everything else. They already have this kind of ingrained into their nature, into their society. And some countries, some cultures, they are more egalitarian, such as Sweden, Norway. Some countries are less so. But if you want an equal partner, you will get an equal. There are so many men out there who will want to give you exactly what you want, ladies. Just don't whine, because equal partnership implies equal amount of accountability and responsibility.
Yep.
And this is what you will be getting with equal partnership. Okay, let's see what our friends here are writing.
And quite often they want equal partnership, but to maintain their independence as well.
Yeah, exactly. This is why they want it. It's all for independence. It's ironic because we know where it leads us to, the total enslavement and subjugation of women, right? With the polygamy. It's oh gosh. Okay, what are your thoughts on Will Smith and Jada Pickett Smith? Ah,
I haven't looked a lot into it. Obviously, I've seen that she's done lots of interviews, but
I know
Yeah.
she has done a lot of interviews, and Rollo Tomasi was actually breaking their intersexual dynamics. I just watched his videos. I'm not really big into pop culture. I don't really like to dig into people's lives. I can tell you one thing that Will Smith should have divorced her a long time ago. Okay, that's just my opinion. But it is what it is, and some men will never learn their lesson. You know, they will remarry, they will keep getting kicked into their teeth until maybe one day they will wake up. Okay, maybe one day something happens and they realize that, oh my gosh, I've been married to a witch here. You know, she's not a good person to be. And look, if you need to pay attention to the body language, guys. Rollo actually did a great video on that. Maybe it was a couple of weeks ago. Yes.
I watched the behaviour panel breakdown of her interview. I only watched about half of it.
Yeah. He did you watch it by Rollo Tomassi or by somebody else?
The behaviour panel.
The behavior panel. Okay. Yeah, go watch the body language. How they break it apart, and there are psychologists who analyze human behavior, who break apart people's cues and like how she behaves. When she was kissing him, she wasn't really interested in him, she was more concerned about the public. And these kinds of non-verbal communication, which is most of the communication that we have today, people only consume content 7%, and the rest of it is nonverbal. Okay. And then it even breaks apart like what's the tonality. It's, I think, tonality and the way you present the material is 38%, but the rest of it is your gestures, it's your body language. Okay. And you will see that most of the communication is non-verbal, so you can't necessarily trust what people are saying. And if you really want to dive in deeper and understand like more human behavior, the shows I would recommend you to watch are Lie to Me. That's a good show where they are studying facial expressions. And then another one, we are rewatching this one. It's called Bull. It's about trial science and how they pick up the jury based on the sociodemographics, based on their behavioral patterns,
Yeah.
and yeah, they basically
preferences and
which
way they'll lean, and
they analyze human behavior. And if you want to understand more and pick up like where people might be lying to you, what would show that, and pay attention to how people behave, guys. It's like there is no magic to it. You just need to be aware and see the motives. Why would women choose to behave in a certain way? It gives her a lot of motives if she's interested in his resources only, or if she's interested in him as a man. And then based on that information, you could say that, okay, if she was interested in him as a man, she would probably treat him differently when they were in public. Okay. Versus if she's just there for herself and enjoy the publicity. So, yeah. Okay, here.
Yeah, I like that comment.
Let me make this easy. The answer to what is your opinion of Hollywood relationships should be true. Yeah. This is why I'm not big into it. I know some basics. I can kind of watch and see if it pops up on my feed somewhere and somebody's talking about it. but I'm not going to purposefully go and analyze what they did right or wrong. This is why it helps to know the basics, guys. If you come back to the fundamentals of relationships, what's the iron rule of Rollo Tomassi? Here, I'm going to quote him a little bit here. The cardinal rule of relationships. In any relationship, the person with the most power is the one who needs the other the least. So coming back to Jade and Will Smith, who needed the other the least? Because he was such a simp. She held all of the power in that relationship.
It still does, I think.
I choose to stay away from this.
I've never really liked her, so that's why I didn't show much interest in it when it.
I will watch Rollo's breakdown on this because he's really good at what he does, and I agree with him about intersexual dynamics, about relationships. He's talked about it for so many years, and he helped a lot of men. But I just don't watch a lot of what's going on in the pop world out there. I know some names, like the big names, but I just it all comes down to the basics, guys. If you know the basics, you can analyze it yourself. You don't need somebody to break it apart for you and give you the red meat kind of content. You know, I like the basics because it's applicable everywhere in all scenarios. It doesn't matter, like whether it's Leonardo DiCaprio and his models out there, whether it's Andrew Tate and his twist into Islam. it just read the books, okay? Read the books. Read Religion by Rollo Tomassi. It's a fascinating book, and you will understand. You will understand. You won't need somebody to tell you how you should think or feel about it. You can make up your own mind based on the information that you're given. Yeah. So
Sheep has put a comment about, I think he's meaning this, about there's a sleeping moose on its side behind me.
what is it?
This is a big stick. I've usually got a cheese plant sat here, and this stick is for the cheese plant, but I've just moved my room around and the cheese plant is sat over there now.
Okay.
I've just propped the stick, but I will move it just so. See, it's massive.
Yeah, it's very stable. It stays down on the ground, right?
Yeah. No, I've got it as well, Sheep, so don't worry.
ADHD. We have a lot of people with ADHD. Yeah. I think I have like obsessive compulsive something, because sometimes I can't let go, you know. When something bothers me, I have to dig in deeper. I have to understand why.
Yeah.
I always try to find the truth. And like even my husband tells me sometimes, like, go to sleep. Why are you still up? I'm like, I'm looking at this content. And it's just like, it just blows my mind. You know, I have to do something about it. So yeah, sometimes I just stay on it. Yeah. Eamma has become the female Gandalf of the stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have you, Eamma.
I actually carried that stick back from the woods as well, and I'm in the middle of a housing estate. So
yeah.
To be carrying this actual stick.
That's so funny. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, pay attention to what you see. You will see a lot of weird things, and
sorry, I'm laughing at the comments. I made a moose disappear.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no, sorry, we've digressed.
Oh, that's okay. We kind of need that. I actually need to distract my mind from the content. I feel like every time I analyze it, people say like, "Oh, you've built some resistance to the social media." I'm like, yeah, but it still impacts my mood. Like the amount of crazy out there.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not on. I'm not on Instagram a lot at the moment. I scroll, but I not post. I can't be on there very long. It just is too much at the moment. Is information overload, and I just can't deal with it.
It is, and it's very bad information.
Yeah, I'm just I like seeing these heartbreaking videos, and it's just too much. I'm not empathetic to situation that's going on, but yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. A lot of bullshit, guys. A lot of bullshit. Eamma, she was all alone with me for an hour. Do you know what you put her through? Yeah. Well, I told you guys Eamma was
I know,
out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I had to
It
start
was
a stream because I didn't want people to go away. I'm trying to keep it somewhat consistent. I know that next week we will have to probably cancel the stream because I won't be able to run it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll come up with the time. Yeah, we try to keep it somewhat consistent, guys, so that you bring your questions and observations. And then we also have the Wives Club on Wednesdays where you can ask us your questions and join us. Especially if you are a woman and if you are trying to understand what happens. I wish more women actually dedicated more time to understanding it rather than fuming on social media and telling how they feel. Because, like, seriously, your feelings are. Okay, am I
I'm not
missing
laughing at you.
the comments? Hold on. Eamma, where are you? He's weird.
I think that's meant to be you speaking about him.
Okay.
When I was
Oh,
absent.
that was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ship, I don't mind Ship. I know him. Yeah, it was just me and Ship for a while. It's like I feel I'm not used to running live streams by myself, and I'm stumbling. Like every time it's like I want to say something, and I prefer the conversation with people because it shows the involvement and we are having fun, and then people don't have to hear to me all the time, to my annoying voice that they hear.
You could have had worse company. I always enjoy reading Sheep's comments, so it's You
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
could have
I'm
had a
just
lot worse
worried
company.
about them. Like they have to listen to me ranting
But
here.
they're tuning into your channel to hear you speak and rant.
Yeah. I teach classes. I teach fitness. I'm sometimes curious if people get really tired from listening to me all the time.
Charlotte, I actually really agree with Charlotte's comment there. Better women would make better men. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, a good woman should build up the man and make him,
Well, it's kind
a
of
better man.
it's both, because better men do better women too. If men are more masculine, and we need more masculine men who can say no to women. It's like it takes two to tango. We can't just. This is why I say, like, when people say, "Oh, but it's not just women; it's men too." All it does it shifts the blame from women. Both men and women need to acknowledge that they have problems, and Red Pill is trying hard to work on men. There are books written about it. There are tons of videos about it. You can follow Apiso. You can follow Common Man podcast. Paul, you can follow Nuclear Code. You can follow Rollo Tomasi. There is a lot of content for men. Finding the source is where I'm referring you to these guys, because I've known these guys, I've followed these guys, I've read their books. They are legit. Okay, these are the guys that know what they are doing. These are the authentic masculine guys who will teach you how to be a masculine man. You should follow them, because if you listen to everything else that happens in the manosphere, you will be disappointed, because they're not actually teaching men how to be more masculine. They are not solving any problems. They're just, oh yeah, but we men are this with unrealistic expectations. Women, we say women are having unrealistic expectations, so they're dragging their blanket on themselves from the truth, trying to be more appealing to women. See what the purple pills are doing. They are realizing the truth. They can't argue with it. And what they do, they're like, okay, men, become better for women. Man up, which effectively means be more like a woman, behave in a female way, pedestalize a woman, and they are shifting the blame from women on men. I agree, both. There is some truth in this, where it becomes like really confusing, ladies and men too. It becomes really confusing because yes, they pick some truth, okay, they fluff it up. They say, yeah, both have room for improvement, but men need to improve more. Coming back to that previous message from that guy, where he was saying that, look, men have unrealistic expectations. Well, in his mind, men are not allowed to have any expectations from women. And when a woman says, I expect this, I expect that girl that I brought you up throughout, Emma, you kind of missed it, but she's very toxic, and she promotes, she says, femininity, but it's toxic femininity. It's not good. It's not right. It's not the right thing to promote in women. It's right in her mind. I mean, yeah, you can make that kind of statement that, but it serves her. She can milk multiple men out there. She doesn't need to commit to one man. Yeah, if the goal is to milk men, sure, but at some point, it's like you will run out of men to milk. Hopefully, men will start waking up. Maybe not. There will be suckers. So do you want to be that sucker, guys? And then we are shocked why 80% of men are still celibate, and only like 20% of men can kind of get it. What she's aiming at is 10% of the world male population, maybe even less, maybe even just 5. The guys who, the guys that she wants. You know, this is why they bring up all of these rules for the rest 80% of men. Because she would break her rules. She would break her rules to the top guy out there, but she wouldn't break her rules to anybody else, except for nobody else can afford her, because her demands are just insane. This is why she has to separate it, and she has to milk multiple men, because one man, imagine how much resources one man must have. With her kind of entitlement and attitude, she deserves to be married to a president. This is what she expects. And by the way, she is also not a US, I mean, she's probably a US citizen, but she is not authentically from the US. She was imported here. Whether she moved by herself, whether she came here with a family, maybe she came here to study. This is why when you guys are looking for a woman from outside, she can be just as fucked to your head, just as much feminist out there as any other woman in the West. Let's see. I can't help but say that your shit is really cute, Emma.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're short, like your shit. Sorry.
No, I did know what you meant.
Oh my gosh. It's like, I can't read today. I can't talk today. Hold on. Does
All
Johnny
the little
think so?
squares, flowers and different herbs.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cute shot. I like it. Yeah. Does Johnny think your wedding ring is hot too? He's going to buy you one like that? Mm. Yet to come. Okay, he's going to find the best ring he can find. You know, I want to tell you a story. I was watching one girl. She's into fashion. I'm not going to call her name here. And she recently got engaged. And I think maybe it was a year ago when I was watching her content. Um, she got engaged. She got a nice ring from her boyfriend. And then she went to some fancy store, it's a jewelry store. And she was trying on different engagement rings there just for fun. She was there with her girlfriend. And she tried one ring and she said, she puts like both of them on different hands. And she says, look the difference. This ring that your boyfriend gave you is such crap in comparison to this one. I really want this one now. Can you? And she puts it publicly. She puts it publicly and she says like, well, the ring, what she signaled to the man, and if he watched your content, oh my gosh, I would just like, okay, here, I don't want to do nothing with you. Divorce papers are here. If you don't like what I give you that much, why should I bother? You know? And she seems to be like this like beautiful, she is attractive girl, and this is why they can get away with so many things, guys. The more attractive woman is, the stricter you have to be with her. Yeah, she thought she could get away with it, and like she completely criticized her husbands. I don't know if they married or not, like maybe they're still dating, but she got the engagement ring from him. So this ring, she completely criticized it, and she said, "Oh, this ring from the store is so much better. It looks so much more expensive, you know, than the ring that she got from her boyfriend."
But that was the ring that he liked for her. See, I think that's right. You know, that's how I view a engagement ring. That's what he liked enough to give you. You know, it was. I know that they should be a certain amount of money, and women want the biggest one, but it's. I find it very disrespectful when women get given an engagement ring and then go and have it altered, you know, to their taste and stuff. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
just.
don't like, if a man gave you a ring, you either accept it or you don't accept that man and everything he gives you. I was like,
I'd be grateful to find a man that wants to give me a ring, you know, to marry
yeah,
me. And
exactly. It's like, be grateful for what you have. And this is why we brought up gratitude practice for you guys and ladies last time with Eamma last week. We were talking about yoga misconceptions. Be grateful for what you have, because most women can't even get what you have. And especially women who are engaged, who are married, who are taken care of. They have a man, they have a relationship. Ladies, there are so many single mommies out there who are hustling, and I brought up one example for you on Instagram. There was a girl, she was on Fresh and Fit podcast when it was still running, and she was saying like, I would give up everything if I could find a man who could take care of me so that I could spend time with my kids. But then the kind of man she wants, she still can't let go of that delusion, you know, that she has, that she deserves the Mr. Perfect out there. Yeah. So just politely, let's see here, just politely giving some friendly advice to Johnny. Yeah. Well, if a woman, look, if she disrespects you, she will want to change everything to her taste. no matter what you give her. You see, and she will disregard your views, your ideas for her. Yeah, let's see. I accept any ring without complaints. I don't want anything too fancy. See? Good. Yeah. Welcome to the club, Ashton. Yeah. Be grateful for what your man gives you. Because he has resources, he can choose not to spend them on you. And he is also committed. This is what women don't realize, that in the end, monogamous relationships, they benefit women for the most part, because men have to sacrifice their options. They have to sacrifice their biological programming for a woman. But feminism made it okay for women not to sacrifice her biological programming in order to stay in a committed relationship with the man. So what a woman wants is have a cake and eat it too. It's not how things work, how things should work. If you want a committed relationship from a man, you have to sacrifice something. You have to sacrifice your hypogamous nature that tells you, oh, is he really the best that I can do? Yes, if you chose to sleep with him, he must be the best for you. If you chose to commit to him, he must be the best that you can do, and you should be okay with that.
Yeah.
This is where monogamous relationship is the most stable form of society, but it implies that both people commit to each other. Now we only see how men are committing to women, but women are like, I don't want it. I have my social media here. I'm not sacrificing. There were a lot of women who were asked, whom would you sacrifice? Your Instagram account for your husband, or your husband for your Instagram account? Guess what? Many of promiscuous women, especially the ones who get invited to the shows, like whatever show and other shows out there, what was their response?
They'd rather lose the husband.
Yeah, they would much rather lose a man than their Instagram account. Because Instagram, they use it for funnel marketing to promote their OnlyFans page. And husband is when they can get exposure to all men out there. Like that girl who, I think she's from Russia. Maybe she's from somewhere else. I don't know. But she is definitely a Russian-speaking girl. She has a Russian name. And she was saying, like, friends with benefits? I don't want it. Like, you don't want any other serious relationships. You don't deserve. You haven't earned any commitment from a man. Why should a man invest into you? Why should a man commit to you? Like, yeah, I get it. You don't want to be friends with benefits, but this is what you are going to get. Because no serious man who respects himself, no serious man who knows his worth, who is masculine enough to tell no to your bullshit, he can detect your bullshit. Oh, you think you're being so smart and saying like, this service was $2,000 instead of $500? You're being smart. Like, this is how she makes extra money. You know, she lies to men. Right. There were a few examples. Like, she goes to do her facial or to a nail salon or somewhere. Or a purse. She wants a purse, and she says, okay, what's the price of the purse? And the woman tells you, oh, it's $2,000. It's a fancy purse. Mm-hmm. And then she calls her boyfriend and says, oh, it's $5,000. You think that it's that difficult for men to go online and see the price for this purse that you want? Especially afterwards, like, you bring the person, and then he gave you 5,000, and then he goes online to the same store that you went and bought it from to see how much it was, or call a doctor in the close area, like say facial. Okay, a lot of men do facials too. for him to give a call to the nearest, maybe he won't call to the same clinic, right, where you did your facial, but he will call in the competitive clinic and find out, okay, how much is this facial? And then they tell him, oh, it's around $500. So she bullshitted me for their difference. Men are not stupid. If they are smart, they will figure it out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't. Well, someone I know quite a few.
Oh yeah. Men, like this idea, they sometimes act like they are just to shit test you, ladies, especially women. Men with resources, men that are smart with their money, the simping men.
Yeah.
They can kind of play along with it just to see how shitty you are. Really, this is the shit test of your character. Like how willing you are, how low you go to get what you want from them. You think you're being so creative and so smart? No. And this is actually why a lot of men, a lot of masculine men today don't trust women. This girl was the reason why, because they get burned with you, they learn their lessons, and they don't want the situation to happen again. And they would much rather prevent it from happening than dealing with it again. This is why you see a lot of men are checking out, for taking themselves completely out of the dating market.
Can't blame them, can you?
You look, if I were a man, I would probably not want to do with women, period. The way women have become, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Men have their own issues, and coming back to that guy, yeah, sure, he pointed out like women, we say always women are so not holding accountability and unrealistic and blah, blah, blah. Like trying to shift the blame from women on men. Both have it, okay? Just admit, what are you going to do? How are you going to fix the situation? Stop shifting the fucking blame on each other. Women have room for improvement. This is why we are here. Let's talk about it. Join us for Wives Club. Men are already being worked on by the red pill guys. Go follow them if you happen to be a man. I just don't like it when people are like, oh, but they are not the only ones to blame. Oh, but let's look at men. Coming back to men. Men need to man up. Men need to do better. Guys, whenever you have unrealistic expectations, so what does he propose? So men are not allowed to have any expectations from women?
Of course they can.
Well, they should, Eamma, they should. The problem is that men don't have enough expectations from women. They don't have high enough expectations. And this allows women to do the crazy shit that they do in the example I brought you today. Follow the stories that I shared yesterday, okay? The ones, with that girl.
Yeah. I did see them actually.
Oh, you saw them, okay? Yeah, but then when you click on the full story, you can click on the full reel to watch the full length reel. So this is what I recommend you to do. I will showcase it to you. I will write my verdict, what I think about it, and then you can go watch the full video. This is what I recommend you to do, okay? And I usually scroll through before I put it up there. I scroll through a lot of content before I choose, this content to show to you. Yeah. Elena sounds like the gingerbread man in the Shrek films. Yeah.
No, you don't.
It's funny. Yeah. And then women expect men to behave better. I mean, come on, we have so much room for improvement, ladies. If you bring up toxic masculinity, I brought you the example of toxic femininity on display, and you don't even need to work hard to find that kind of content, to find that proof. It's out there. Just start scrolling through your Instagram feed if you're interested. Yeah.
Although it does go the other way. I was reading Am I the Arsehole on Reddit, and this guy was like, am I the arsehole for only wanting to buy my girlfriend a $1,600 ring? They'd been looking, like, window shopping for rings, and the ones she liked were between 8.5 and 10. And he was like, that's way too much. I don't want to spend that on her. Then as it went on, you realised that he had had a bad accident a few years before. She had paid for all of his medical. He moved in with her rent-free. And she paid for all of his physical therapy. She got him a job at her uncle's company, and he was earning about 80 grand a year. And he turns around and says she's not worth a 10 grand ring. And you're like, she has easily spent that on you, mate. And yeah, you just think, what an
Well,
arsehole.
this is the problem when women get into the
well, everyone in the comments
workforce.
was like, you have wife material there. She's just shown you through the sickness and health part. And you don't think she's worth that. So yeah, they were.
Well, there are
hoping it
men.
didn't work
Yeah,
out.
yeah. And look, Eamma, I'm not saying like men are perfect. They have room
No,
for
I know.
improvement too, and it's just not woman's job to fix men. Men are supposed to listen to strong, rational, masculine men to become that. Women, on the other hand, they can listen to strong, rational, masculine men too, but they should also listen to the women who have been, if they want to be married and settled. Of course, if they want to be single, like you don't have to, just go with the flow, and you will end up being single. Or listen to the feminists out there, listen to the single women out there, which are plenty. There are plenty. And I'm not saying men are perfect. And look, this actually partnership, a separation between men, and if you look at the biblical standpoint, the man was the one who was supposed to take care of the wife, right? And the wife was supposed to submit to her husband.
Yep.
And when this reverse of genders happens, when the women assume masculine roles in the family and men become more like women, what do we expect? It's going to be a separation of the both genders. They don't want to deal with each other. Look, if coming back to the Bible, we are supposed to complement each other from biological, from physiological, from psychological standpoints. Now what we see, the separation of genders. No, they don't want to deal with each other because they think that they are self-sufficient enough without each other. Because masculine men don't want to deal with, they don't want to marry to masculine women. In other words, they don't want to marry to somebody who looks and behaves like them. Women, the same. They don't want to marry and commit to the men who behave like women. They want a man to be masculine, and men want a woman to be feminine. Boom. There is a symbiosis, it's all propaganda that has been brainwashing people to behave in a different way. And what feminism has allowed today is uncontrolled female nature, uncontrolled, unrestrained female nature. So the men are restrained, and we see often even married women, they post themselves semi-naked on social media. They do whatever they want to do. They are married. They're not supposed to do that. Ladies, look at social media as the streets. Like, come back to the 14th century medieval times, okay? You go out on the streets in a semi-naked clothes. How would men view you? As a whore, okay? Yep. So now the social media has replaced the streets. What you put online, yes, it has less risks for your health. It has less risks for your physical well-being. No, people are unlikely to touch you and like physically damage you, right? Stone you to death. But it hasn't changed. You are still a whore if you expose yourself semi-naked on social media. We just changed the median, how we do it, how we meet people. Now we meet through dating apps, online applications, through Instagram, Facebook, and etc. Before, we would go to different clubs of interest, right? We would meet through friends, like we would hang out, go out into the real world, right? Go out to the streets to meet someone, okay? So what changed? The medium changed. The methods remain the same. And also our interpretation of what we see has changed because it has been impacted by propaganda. Saying that women are okay, it's okay to have an open end on her end. She can do whatever the hell she wants to do with the social media, and closed on his end. So monogamy, it's not the essential monogamy that we historically are used to have, right? When both men and the woman commit to each other, they sacrifice their biological desires, their biological programming to some extent, right? So that they can stay together in a long-term relationship. Now, a man needs to sacrifice his biological programming so he can't inseminate as many women as he wants to. Well, and some men do, exceptions, okay? For the most part, he's supposed to sacrifice his biological programming for a woman. And a woman has all of the options out there. So it's closed on his end, open on her end. She can do whatever the hell she wants to do. Nobody can hold her accountable, even her own husband or her boyfriend. Even though he could fuck, like he could inseminate more women out there. But he's committed to her. And she's not committed to him. Because the fact that she advertises herself semi-naked on social media should ring the bell that she is effectively advertising her body to other men as well, not just her husband. She wants more attention. She wants more simps out there. Why would a woman want more simps? If a woman is happy, look, if a woman is happy in her marriage, she is not going to put her semi-naked pictures publicly out there, would she?
No, I've always said that.
Probably not. You know, she, if a guy satisfies her, if she's married to a masculine man, she probably wouldn't put a lot of sexual provocative pictures out there of herself on social media. The woman who is married to a simp, or the man who can't say, no, what the fuck are you doing? You can't have social media. It's either social media or me. And I'm not saying you have to be like mean, but like she doesn't even, it shouldn't occur in her mind to put her semi-naked pictures on social media when she's in a relationship with you guys.
But if you're married or in a part, with somebody committed, then you shouldn't, it shouldn't even sorry, enter your mind to be putting, yourself out there. You should be respecting your partner, and actually think, he's not going to really like other people seeing me. So you shouldn't, but yeah.
But this is what they do.
I know.
And it's frustrating to see how men allow it. Men allow it. Women will only do the things that men allow them to do. If you have weak masculine frame or no frame at all, she only marries you for your resources, for the value that you provide to her. She will use you, she will pump and dump you, and she will make it okay for her to expose herself semi-naked because she will be looking for alternatives. She will be looking for a better man out there. Somebody who can say, no, you are either with me in a relationship or go, you belong to the streets. You belong to the streets, and then you can fuck with whoever you want, but you can't rely on my resources, on my protection. Men should hold women to higher standards.
Yeah.
Only a true masculine man can do it. The men who have masculine frame. The rest of them, purple pill, blue pill, they can't, because they are telling men, pedestalize a woman, sacrifice your masculinity, do as you are told, as if you have no brain. Well, yeah, sure. Guys, if you are only relying on the brain that's between your legs, you don't have brain, okay? I mean, seriously. If you are relying on the brain that's between your ears, yeah, you will make better choices.
Yeah.
You have neocortex to overpower your emotions. Women will try to drag you into your emotions. This is what women are masters in. Why do you think this emotional intelligence? And like, oh, emotions are so cool. Man, you need to educate yourself about emotions. You need to be emotionally calibrated and more intelligent than you are. When in reality, all they want is just control you better with those emotions. Because you can't win the fight on an emotional level with a woman. When you're speaking the emotional language, she will always win there. You can't do it. Oh my. What's going on there? We have some thunder in here. Can you hear it? Wow, that's scary.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I love thunder.
Elena is on fire
here.
this morning. Okay. What were you saying, Eamma? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I can actually hear that thunder.
You could hear that thunder. I was wondering if you guys could hear it. It's just so scary in here.
I was chatting away to you, but I was muted because I was having a coughing fit. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. So women are causing most of the issues for men. A child can't learn without a mother and a father. Yeah. Yeah. And women today, the way they teach their daughters how to be feminists, they're not helping. Their daughters are going to be single and alone. You know, it's not going to end well for their daughters, but they don't see that way. Because women, again, they are very nearsighted. Ladies, you should think about 10 years, 20 years from now, when your sexual market value decays, what will you do? What will you do? You will end up single. You will buy a dog and die alone, as Kevin Samuels was saying. Yeah.
I mean, I've been talking to like some men friends recently, and even they're like, yeah, you're not even allowed to hold a door open anymore. You know, for a woman, it's, you know, you do that, it's wrong. They get shouted at.
It's like, no matter what men do, it's just wrong. Yeah. In the feminist mindset, it's like, okay, if you don't open the door, you are not a gentleman enough. Okay, if you open the door, it's like, I don't need your help. Go to hell. I can do it myself. What the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you want? Seriously.
I don't shout at them. I always say thank you and compliment them for being a gentleman.
Yeah. Just be a woman, but they don't know how to be how to be grateful and how to even thank people for the services that they provide. I've noticed it even with women. Like, you talk to feminists out there, they're so ungrateful even to women. Yeah. Especially the women who bring value to them, who try to educate them, or who, like, I was offering a lot of free classes, and the women like, she owes me this stuff. I'm like, I don't owe you jack shit for your entitled attitude. Because if you're a bitch, I don't want to deal with you. Honestly, I'm not surprised you're single, bitch and moan, and you will die alone. And I don't have any empathy for you. because you are entitled bitch. You deserve what you have. I'm on fire today, sorry. No, but seriously, Eamma, like I get so fed up with these feminists. They stopped even like kind of bothering me. There were a couple yoga teachers who were like, but like, can you do this? I'm like, okay, why should I do this for you? You don't want to do anything for me in exchange. There should be the exchange of values.
Yeah.
This is how I was taught. My dad was always telling me, look, if you don't bring value, why should I help you? But this kind of training comes from very early age. If dads are not there for their daughters, they are not educating their daughters that, look, you can't get everything your way. You can't get it for free. It's not a handout. In life, you have to provide actual value. Ladies, the objective value, the services. Nothing is given for free. Men have to bust their asses to work hard. Energy is not free. What's that noise? I don't know.
Oh, it might be me.
Are you doing something?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Men don't get it for free. Why should you get it for free? You see, this always like, it made me angry. Okay, some of us do what we want anyway. True, yeah.
I think the moose is waking up. No, I was tearing the cake. I've been eating cake. And I was just
Okay.
pulling the packet open. I will stop.
Cool. Yeah. It's the entitlement. You know, the entitlement that women have today. It's causing all of the problems for women and for men too. And this idea that, okay, if a woman is great, then she doesn't want to care what men are going through. You know, she's just so egocentric, ego-focused, solipsism, you know, just me. Everything circles around her. Completely ignorant to what happens around you, completely ignorant to the facts. This is the problem why women can't handle red pill. They can't handle the truth that hurts. They would much rather be, but my emotions, I don't feel like it. Oh, seriously, Eamma. And then the life falls apart in front of their eyes, and then they are demanding good things for them from others, including other women or traditional women, the married women. It's coming for us. All of us will have to pay for it. The subjugation and the enslavement of women. And polygyny. We all have to pay for the stupid choices of this horse. I don't want that. I don't want that. I would much rather prevent it from happening. I'm doing my best to prevent it from happening, but look, it's
he's got to go.
Okay, there is that ADHD. Yes, I can't help myself, guys. She's eating mousse and cake. Yum. Yeah, I want some cake
I wasn't
too.
eating mousse. These are chocolate orange slices. Bye-bye, sheep. Have a good day.
Oh, bye, sheep. Are you leaving? Okay, bye. Take care. Well, we're going to wrap it up soon. Yeah. Now. Well, take care. Okay, take care. This is a fun one. I know. I'm just fuming. Yeah. Well, at least I'll make it out the door before the moose tranquilizers wear off. I could use some tranquilizers, I guess. Yeah, well, anyway, it's just like, it's really frustrating, guys. You start analyzing what's happening around us, and come down to earth, and like, I don't ask you to analyze content, but at least like observe certain things, certain patterns that are happening around you. And yeah, see how you can improve, how you can how you can do better, because we all have room for improvement. And men, this actually comes down to the schooling system today, like daily care, how mothers offload their children on school so that they can get more time and do other crazy things that they want to do and spend less time with their kids. I would say to men, if you want your children to be valuable members of the society, let's say, the people who actually bring value, you need to consider homeschooling. You can't rely on public school because it will be indoctrination. As first starts with the school, then starts with the college, and your kids don't belong to you anymore. Okay, they become the instruments to get more of what feminism wants, and this leads to chaos. This leads to destruction. If you want legacy, like that guy was like, oh, we want the fucking legacy. If it wasn't for the legacy, why else would you need women? For sex? Buy yourself a doll. It's much cheaper. Guys, there are so many dolls out there. There are even the dolls that, like, okay, you will spend some money on it, but like they can really like do pretty much what a woman can do. Well, maybe not to that extent, but you know.
Oh, I'm sure they're working on it.
They are working on it, you know. And also floozies use, okay, you pay for one-time deal with a floozy.
Yep.
You get your problem solved. Yeah, you might suffer from STD later on, who knows, maybe, right? But at least you don't have to deal with the crap that women put you through. And this is where what's going on already right now. A lot of men, they don't want to commit to women. And I don't blame you guys. I mean, I really don't. Women have to do so much work to get better so that men will want to take care of them, when men will want to commit to them, and men will have to man up. And I mean, not in a way to be more like women, but actually become more masculine, so that women, the traditional women, if we want to come back to that state, we won't be able to, due to hormonal birth control. We can't unpack it, right? We can't take it back. But if we want the monogamous structure to preserve, we kind of need to go back to the basics, you know. Yeah. Good. Well, I mean, not good, but good for the live stream. I mean, we've covered a lot of topics today, and yeah, coming back to female and male behavior in both men and women. Work on yourself. Join the wives club if you want to become more feminine and actually understand what is going on. And trust me, you understanding what happens in our society will help you to make better life choices based on the objective facts, not based on your delusional SMV or what the feminist propaganda tells you. Guys, it's propaganda, okay? The whole purpose of it was to brainwash you and isolate you from your nature to some extent, because women are trying to contradict even what they are biologically wired to do. Women are biologically wired to have kids and take care of the families. Now what do? They become more like men. They wear pants in the family, they take important decisions, they are strong, powerful, independent, they don't need no man. Yeah. I had a cool question time. Great time. Okay, I loved every second. Love and peace, big hugs. Ciao, next time. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's wrap it up, guys. We are done here. If you have more questions, remember to reach out. You can follow Eamma, please, on her Instagram, and follow me on my Instagram. I share stories and I debunk them. And I try to bring some awareness to you guys. And then join us for the workouts, and we'll see you next time. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.